Hi folks, it's Dr. E and I'm here to offer a video that walks through some of the finer points for our syllabus in English 1301. So my intention is not to read everything word for word. That's so boring, right? So make sure that you are at some point putting aside some time to really go through the document. I really encourage you to see it as a tool that is there to help you to serve as a reference for just various things about our course, but about our school in general. So it has really useful links for tutoring in the library and student services and advising, all of these kinds of things, as well as information about the guidelines and expectations and learning outcomes for our course. Okay, so I know that when we get the syllabi from our courses, it's just a long document full of words, right? And it feels like each semester we as faculty have to put more and more in our syllabi. But rest assured, there is useful information, and I want you to refer to it when you have a certain question. All right, so I'm going to show you where in D2L to find this information. So if you go to the content area, on the left-hand side, you'll see a module here entitled Syllabus Schedule Rubrics, which we're in, right? So if it looks like this at first, don't panic, just go to the left-hand side and click Schedule Syllabus. And so the document is right here, and this is where I will just continue to add rubrics for different assignments as the semester progresses. So again, make sure that you're familiar with all of those modules on the left-hand side of the content area in D2L. All right, so opening this document, this is what it looks like, and you'll see that we do have a table of contents because it is a lengthy document and it can be overwhelming, and maybe you just want to look at one specific thing, then you can click on that and it will take you to the course policies or whatever it is that you are searching for. You'll notice that I've tried to make it somewhat visual so that it breaks the monotony of just a lot of words, but also kind of gives you an idea of what section you're in by the images that you see. So if I scroll up and we go back to that first page, we typically start with our contact information. So you'll see that here with my email address, but I always encourage you just email me via D2L. It comes straight to me. We're working in D2L regularly, so why not just use that tool? I don't have an office because we are the online campus, but if you are local and would like to meet, there is space at the University Park campus where we can meet, and I'm happy to do that. But we can also meet via WebEx or via Zoom, whatever's going to work for you. There are student success hours set up specifically for our class and our semester, so we can talk about that as well. All right, here's the general office phone number, but I encourage you to think of this as the phone number to use for this course. So during student success hours, you can call that or text that number because this number will just go straight to voicemail and it will take some time to get to me, whereas the Google Voice phone number is instant, right? But what I want you to note is that it's helpful to put that number in your phone. You can delete it after the semester, but you'll get texts from me from that number if you have disappeared for a bit, if I need to check in and make sure everything's okay. So you don't want to just feel like you're getting spammed, right? If that number's in your phone, then you're prepared for that. I won't text you unless it's a necessity. I'm not going to bother you, right? So just don't worry about, your phone exploding with texts from your English professor. All right, we have student success hours, which are virtual for the most part, right? We have Monday through Wednesday from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Those are via WebEx, and in the D2L walkthrough video, you'll have more information about how to set up a meeting. And then on Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m., we have an instant messages in D2L. That's that's just kind of a quick kind of chat area. And then of course you can email me if you want to set up a separate meeting. All right, so we have some general information that we have to include here, including, the official day record, the withdrawal date, that kind of thing. And then we get into information about our course specifically. So just make sure you've taken some time to kind of see, like, what are our goals this semester, right? Those are here. There's information about how many hours per week you may need to put into a course such as this. So we don't meet face-to-face, right? So we are not having 6 hours per week where we're working together in a space. So it takes time even if we're not together, right? So you have work to do on a weekly basis, and sometimes it will take more of your time than other weeks. So it varies, right? For all your courses, you're going to see that if you're taking online courses. There's some information here about, just to double check your technology requirements and that you have access to Office 365 to download for free through the college. Please do that. Please do that. Some reminders about, we need you to be proficient in certain areas when it comes to, an online course, comfort levels with different ways of communicating, that kind of thing. So just double check that. I'm assuming that because you're here and you've signed up for an online course that you feel comfortable and confident with those online requirements. So if not, it may be something we need to talk about sooner rather than later. All right, so this again is just a useful document because it has links to everything if you need them quickly. So for the Brightspace Pulse app, for My Lone Star, VLAC, the Virtual Learning Assistance Center. And then we have information about your course text, which, this link will take you to where you can purchase it. All of this is also in D2L as well. And then we get to the grades, right? So specifics for this course. So in this class, a large portion of your grade, and we were working on a point system, it's just easier for the grade book. 48% or 480 points will be related to just the weekly work you do. It's a lot. A writing course in general, whether it's face-to-face or online, is a lot of weekly kind of work because we're checking in, we're writing, we're practicing. So a lot of points are based on that. So make sure that you're checking in regularly, and I'm going to revisit that idea in just a little bit. So we have participation and mind maps and quizzes and discussion posts. So it's a lot of work, right? So you want to make sure that you're keeping in mind that it's a good portion of the semester. We'll have what we call a writing collection. I'll talk more about that at a later time. I don't want you to worry about that, as well as the final multimedia project. Everything with a little asterisk means that you will see a rubric and a video for these particular assignments, so don't stress. I'll explain it all. If you're a more visual person, here is the grade chart for you. And here you'll find little descriptions of all of those assignments. So if you want a bit more about the writing collection, the final multimedia project, you can take a look there. And then we get to the course policy specific to our English 1301 section. Y'all, participation is a necessity for an online course. There is, just statistically, I've looked back over the semesters, statistically, those students who log in more frequently, who are logging in more than just once every 2 weeks or once a week even, those students are going to have better grades eventually because they are just more tuned into the class, the requirements. They're clicking around D2L, they're getting comfortable with the space, they know what to do. So be one of those students, log in frequently so you can kind of get used to everything. And that ensures that you're also completing that weekly work that is a big portion of your grade. So if you haven't participated in a number of weeks, I'm going to reach out to you. And if it comes down to it, you may be dropped because I don't want a failing grade to negatively impact your grade point ratio, your GPA or GPR. And I don't want it negatively impacting your financial aid because failing a course can do that as well. So stick with it, participate, be involved as much as you're able. There's information here about non-attendance drops, academically related activities. This is all, some information we have to include, but take some time to read through that when you can. If you have course questions or concerns, reach out via the Q&A discussion post area in D2L, because if you have that question, chances are other people will as well. If you have something that's more personal and specific to a discussion between the two of us, you can email via D2L. Please make sure that you're including some of this information. Don't just send an email that says, "What's up, Dr. E? What's due this week?" Well, what class are you in? I don't know. And we have a syllabus schedule. We have all of this stuff. So I'm just saying, in general, when you're emailing any of your professors, give us a little bit of background information about what course you're in. We need that to effectively answer any questions or concerns that you have. All right, so communicate with colleagues. There is a student-only chat area in the discussion board. I will not visit that space, so it's a place for you to connect, to start a group chat, share phone numbers, do whatever it is you need to do to support one another. Late work is always a big question. So when it comes to uploaded work, so if you have to upload a document for a particular assignment like a mind map, or a written response, there is a 48-hour grace period for that. There is a grade reduction that happens, a letter grade, drop for that 48-hour period, but it's there if you need it. Don't always rely on it, but it's there if you need it. But that does not apply to the discussion posts, because those are like us having a conversation with one another. And so if you're posting those things late, students, your colleagues, I have already moved on to our next discussion post, right? So it needs to be timely. You need to make sure that those are on your radar every single week, right? That we have those assigned. And this is where that participation element comes in and really can affect your grade. All right. Make sure that we're working with respect. We're in a class that is online, so we don't have things like eye contact. We can't see body language. We can't pick up on those nonverbal cues that we would be able to if we were in a face-to-face class, right? I can pick up on how a student's feeling based on, how she's sitting or how, she's looking. I can't do that in an online class. And your colleagues can't do that either. So the only thing they really have oftentimes is the words on their screen. So just make sure you're double checking and making sure your tone is appropriate, it's respectful, it doesn't come across as harsh or rude or judgmental, especially in a writing class. We are trying to build as safe a space as possible because writing can make us feel very vulnerable, sharing our ideas with one another. I want everybody to feel comfortable sharing what they need to on a weekly basis when those things are required in discussion posts and things like that. And of course, we're a diverse community. We need to be respecting one another's identities for sure. If you catch something and I don't happen to see it soon enough, let me know if there is an issue with somebody who is not respecting our community, our identities, etc. Plagiarism, y'all, this is really every semester I deal with plagiarism. I would love for this semester to be the one that I don't. That would be amazing. If you're not familiar with how plagiarism can, what entails plagiarism, then you need to make sure that you're double checking some of this information, you're following this link. If you have questions or concerns, you're reaching out to me, because that means a 0 grade for the assignment. If it happens again after that, it's a failing grade. I don't want to do that. So double check, make sure you're doing what you need to do. And this is where we have a lot of those links that can be helpful just for you as a student, right? So we have advising, we have disability and accessibility links, the libraries, tutoring, all of that kind of stuff. So again, this is a document that's supposed to be a tool and helpful to you. If you have any questions about any of the policies that are across the board for our system, all of that information is here with links that have more detailed explanations. So that in a nutshell is our syllabus for the course. But again, take some time to really go through it. When you have more time, let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you find any errors or things that need to be corrected. Be my peer reviewers, be my second set of eyes, and help me with that. I would appreciate it. All right, good luck, and on to the next video.